Ya, baik. eh ya, jadi Bapak hari ini kegiatan yang dilaksanakan oleh Prodi PGPAU, dia tapi ini terbuka juga untuk untuk dihadiri oleh mahasiswa dari prodi lainnya. Nanti akan bersama dengan kita hadir Profesor Tanaka Fumihide ya. Nampaknya beliau belum join saat ini. Profesor Tanaka Fumihide merupakan seorang profesor dari Tsukuba University, khususnya di eh, Departemen Engineering ya. Nah, tapi beliau concern dalam melakukan kajian mengenai robotika yang dipergunakan dalam apa konteks pendidikan. Jadi di sini beliau banyak melakukan kajian atau riset-risetnya itu difokuskan pada bagaimana menggunakan robot dalam pembelajaran. Ya, baik itu dengan anak usia dini, baik itu dengan eh, jenjang-jenjang di atasnya. Nah, jadi sejauh ini Profesor Tanaka Fumihide juga sudah memiliki research centernya sendiri ya. Bisa ditayangkan Pak Robi, ada YouTube channelnya. Jadi di sini Profesor Tanaka Fumihide mengabadikan atau mendokumentasikan kegiatan-kegiatan research di research centernya melalui channel YouTube-nya, yaitu eh, Fumihide Tanaka Lab. Nah, itu bisa di-send linknya di pesan di chat chat room ya. Oke, jadi di sini alhamdulillah kita kedatangan beliau ya, dan beliau nanti akan berbagi pengetahuannya mengenai tema robotics dan pedagogi ya, robotics and pedagogy. Jadi bagaimana memanfaatkan teknik robotika dalam konteks pendidikan ya, yang mudah-mudahan itu akan sangat membantu memperluas wawasan dan juga kajian hasanah keilmuan kita ya di bidang pendidikan khususnya, dan mungkin di bidang-bidang lainnya seperti engineering, sistem informasi dan lain-lain. Oke, terima kasih. Itu saja barangkali ya untuk pengantar dari saya. Selanjutnya, mari kita sambut Bapak Dr. Supriyadi yang akan memberikan sambutan dalam kegiatan online guest lecturing session ini. Mangga Bapak, dipersilahkan.
Baik. Sudah dengar suara Bapak? Sudah dengar? Tes?
Terdengar Pak,
Baik.
jelas.
Baik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Terima kasih. Pertama-tama kita memanjatkan puji dan syukur pada Allah Subhanahu wa taala ya. Saya mungkin orang yang sering membuka sambutan ya, makanya harus selalu bersyukur ya pada Allah SWT karena kita semua masih diberikan kesehatan ya, walaupun dalam dunia virtual ya. Ini nggak ada yang luring ya gue saya.
Tidak ada Pak, tidak ada yang luring, semuanya daring. Mahasiswa mengikuti secara daring.
Mudah-mudahan nanti semuanya bisa di open kamera ya, supaya saya bisa melihat wajah-wajah akademik ya, mahasiswa baik dosen ya, dalam acara jam profesor ya. Baik, saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada panitia ya dari Prodi PG PAUD, khususnya Ibu Esa ya sebagai ketua kegiatan, dan selamat ya nanti mungkin tahun depan ya akan kuliah di luar negeri ya. Mudah-mudahan menjadi inspirasi ya bagi dosen lain dan bagi mahasiswa. Silahkan lah ya, walaupun perempuan ternyata langkahnya panjang gitu ya, luar negeri gitu. Jadi mahasiswa silahkan lah. bisa mengikuti jejak-jejak dosen yang kuliah ke luar negeri. Baik, saya bersyukur sekali ya kegiatan ini bisa terlaksana ya dan bisa mengajak ya para mahasiswa baik dari prodi PGSD, baik dari prodi oh ya PG PAUD tuh ya PG PAUD, GSD, kemudian PKP ya. Tadi yang belum ada itu LK ya sama SIK, oke. Mudah-mudahan nanti bisa bergabung lagi ya. Dan
LK sama PKP Pak,
oh
SIK
ya,
ada.
LK
Iya,
sama
SIK
ya.
alhamdulillah ada.
Nanti silakan mudah-mudahan bisa bergabung ya mungkin di pertengahan waktu atau di saat inilah nanti silakan ketua prodinya dihubungi ya supaya mahasiswanya bisa bergabung. Terima kasih juga pada mahasiswa S2 Pendas ya. Mudah-mudahan ini bisa mengajak juga ya mahasiswa yang lain. Nah, ini adalah dunia akademik ya dan ini memang sangat dibutuhkan kita bisa share ya bisa kita bisa bertukar pikiran, bertukar pendapat dengan Prof Tanaka. Prof Tanaka sudah ada, Bu Isa?
Belum Bapak, beliau kan masih ada kelas, katanya baru bergabung 9.30.
Oh, iya. Ya, saya tolong sampaikan aja ya.
Ya, baik Bapak.
Ucapan terima kasih ya. Bahasa Jepangnya itu apa lupa saya arigato gozaimasu ya.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Dan selamat pagi ya Ohayo gozaimasu lah kepada Prof Tanaka yang sudah bisa menyempatkan waktu untuk berkunjung ya ke UPI Kampus Serang walaupun di virtual mudah-mudahan nanti ada waktu bisa mengunjungi tahun depan lah secara langsung ya.
Amin, amin.
Eh, pada para mahasiswa yang Bapak cintai ya, yang Bapak banggakan, perbanyaklah kegiatan-kegiatan ya akademik seperti ini. Ya nanti ada seminar internasional, ada seminar nasional gitu ya, dan yang lainnya supaya ya memang begitulah dunia mahasiswa ya. Jadi ke kampus itu lebih yang terpenting adalah meningkatkan kognitif ya, meningkatkan kemampuan akademik yang memang harus dicapai oleh para mahasiswa gitu. Dan kegiatan ini juga bisa meningkatkan indeks kinerja utama ya untuk UPI Kampus Serang dan mudah-mudahan eh, tema robotik ya dan pedagogik ya bisa nanti diimplementasikan di perkuliahan ya. Apakah mungkin nanti mungkin Pak Diri ya kurikulum paham mungkin nanti apakah bisa input sebuah MK ya MK robotik ya di kan robotik itu ada sebenarnya di siap UPI ya apakah memungkinkan satu MK misalnya di input ke prodi PGSD, PGPAUD atau prodi yang lainnya supaya nanti bisa diterapkan lah di kampus. Nah, itu saja ya. Terima kasih pada pimpinan ya, para pimpinan yang sudah hadir eh, di acara ini. Mudah-mudahan sampai selesai para peserta ya terus konsisten dan fokus ya mendengarkan. Insya Allah ini banyak sekali manfaatnya bagi kita semua, terutama para mahasiswa ya yang hadir di sini. Yang belum hadir, mohon disampaikan saja ya. Mudah-mudahan nanti bisa bergabung juga bertambah terus ya. Karena mahasiswa kita banyak, ada 2.000 lebih ya, 2.500 lebih. Jadi ini baru 190-an, jadi masih belum banyak yang bisa bergabung. Itu saja yang bisa Bapak sampaikan. Eh, Kegiatan ajang profesor dari Prof. Tanaka mengenai robotik dan pedagogik dengan mengucapkan Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dengan ini saya buka.
Ya, terima kasih Bapak. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Eh, Baik, terima kasih Bapak Dr. Supriyadi selaku Direktur Kampus UPI Serang. Mari kita eh, beri aplaus online dengan cara mengklik tombol react, khususnya untuk aplaus ya. Silahkan. Oke. Ya, terima kasih Bapak atas sambutannya, atas motivasinya bagi kami semua. Ya, betul sekali ini merupakan salah satu kesempatan yang sangat jarang diperoleh ya. Mudah-mudahan dari kegiatan ini akan eh, menghasilkan ya output yang bermanfaat bagi seluruh sivitas akademika di kampus UPI Serang ya. Jadi memang salah satu tujuan kegiatan ini juga kita akan menginisiasi kerjasama dengan beberapa universitas di eh, Jepang ya, khususnya mungkin nanti kita akan mulai dari Tsukuba University dan nanti kita akan beralih ke Kyoto University seperti itu.
Bapak-bapak izin ya, oh ada kelas.
Oh iya, mangga Bapak, terima kasih. Terima kasih sudah hadir.
Ya, Bu Esa juga harus tetap mengajar ya, jangan lupa. Baik, itu saja. Terima kasih.
Siap, siap. Ya, hatur
Assalamualaikum
nuhun
warahmatullahi
Bapak. Terima
wabarakatuh.
kasih.
Pamit.
Ya, oke. Ya, terima kasih untuk yang sudah hadir ya, sudah bertambah di sini. Mudah-mudahan bisa bergabung secara on cam ya dengan menggunakan virtual background yang sudah dibagikan oleh admin di chat room ya. Silahkan dimanfaatkan ya. Kita tunjukkan antusiasme. Oke, oke, acara selanjutnya ya di sini kita akan melihat ya beberapa portofolio dari YouTube channel milik Profesor Tanaka Fumihide ya. Nah, yang mungkin akan menjadi entry behavior untuk kita ya untuk memahami eh, kuliah atau ceramah yang nanti akan disampaikan oleh beliau ya. Mangga Pak Robi di share screen.
セージの内容は私が責任を持って伝えておきます。こういう時こそ落ち着くことが大事ですよね。冷静に受け止めたいと思います。Mari kita saksikan perayaan 20 tahun Chibi Maruko.
Hello. This video explains our teacher right people, personality traits for social media robot, encouraging early self-disclosure on lost experiences. So first, our final goal Hello. This video explains our THRI paper, Personality Traits for Social Mediator Robot.
Okay. I see that Mr. Tanaka already here with us. Mr. Tanaka, have you joined us?
Hello?
Okay, Yukata. Thank you very much, Professor Tanaka, for sharing, for joining us today. And everyone, thank you for your patience. Now I am thrilled to introduce our distinguished guest, Professor Tanaka Fumihide. Professor Tanaka is an esteemed researcher specializing in robotics and pedagogy, focusing on how technology can transform into education context. Okay, Professor Tanaka, the virtual stage is yours.
Okay, so can I start my talk now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So,
Okay.
okay, give me a second.
How are you, Mr. Tanaka? How
Yes,
are
I
you?
am. I'm fine. So,
Okay.
okay, now I'm ready. Okay, so maybe I start from sharing my slides first, then I should start my talking.
You have 40 minutes for talk about your research or anything else. And the last 20 minutes, we want to ask you any question for two person, or ask you a question.
Okay,
Yeah, Q&A session. Okay.
I got it.
Thank you.
So maybe now you can see my slides, right?
Yes, it's clear, very clear.
Okay. All right, great, fantastic. Okay, so again, hello everyone. My name is Fumihide Tanaka, and nice to meet you. So now I'm speaking from Japan, and I'm currently affiliated with the University of Tsukuba. Now yes, I can now use my pointer now. So Tsukuba is located in north side of Tokyo, and it's just I think within an hour from central of Tokyo. And yeah, so basically this is my background, and thanks to the maybe SER, I saw you all have already watched some of our videos. And in fact, those videos are more like our recent research projects from recent research projects. So they are not directly directed with education, because right now we are working on more like robotics engineering and such kinds of research like artificial intelligence and robotics. And now I'm affiliated with the College of Engineering. Basically, my current research field is in the field of robotics engineering and artificial intelligence. So that's why our recent research focuses more like those topics like robotics and artificial intelligence. So that's why maybe the videos you have seen so far more technical than our previous works concerning the education. Anyway, so I heard that you are you all are working, I mean, studying education. So today I will talk about more like our past researches, and those are the researches targeting the application of robotics for the purpose of education, particularly the early childhood education. And I believe those are the more like your interests. So, these are my brief background history. And I personally started my research career almost 20 years ago, after I finished my PhD research in the field of machine learning at the Tokyo Institute of Technology. And then I joined first this Sony Corporation, and we did the very first research and the development of this entertainment robots. Now, Sony still, I mean, redo the researches of robotics and AI, but originally they started this project in I think 19 in the era of 19s. Anyway, it's almost 30 years ago. So these robots are they are very first generations of their entertainment robots. Anyway, so I first participated in the Sony Corporation for the research and development of those first generation entertainment robots. And then gradually, we started researches of the human-robot interaction. So in the past, those robots are more like, I mean, concerning such field like mechanical engineering, how to create those machines. But then our researches were gradually shifted to the robots for humans and the society. And that was a period where such kinds of research like human robot interaction or human computer interaction started. So this HRI stands for human robot interaction. So now this HRI has become a very large research field in the robotics research worldwide. And anyway, we also started this research of HRI in this area. I mean, probably it was 2003 or 4. And so somehow I had a chance to go to the University of California in San Diego in the United States. And I'm very lucky to have a chance to do a collaborative research between Sony and this University of California in San Diego. They, this university is just called as UCSD. And then I did a long-term field study at a nursery school, like the one you can see on this photo. And I stayed in this nursery school for 3 years. And we conducted a field study. And probably, so this, I believe, will fit your interest. So today I will mainly talk about this field study and how it's related with the application of robotics for supporting education. But then it was 2008, I moved to the academia. And after I spent some years in the University of Tokyo, and it was 10 years ago, I moved to the University of Tsukuba. And right now, as I said, I have been working in the area of social robotics and artificial intelligence. Yes, by the way, so maybe some of you have seen this humanoid robot called Pepper. It was developed by SoftBank in Japan. And I was also involved with the development of this Pepper. And they hired me as a consultant when they released this Pepper. And I think I was serving as their consultant for 2 years when they when they first released this Pepper. It was, I think, almost also 10 years ago. Okay, so anyway, and from now on, I will talk about this field study at a nursery school in San Diego. So this was actually published as a paper published in 2007. And for who are interested in the detail of this project, you can freely, this is free. You can freely download the paper from the internet, and you can take a look at the detail of this paper. Okay, so the title, here is the title of the paper and also the title of the project. It's a socialization between toddlers and robots at an early childhood education center in San Diego. So yes, this was almost, no, eventually 20 years ago, and I'm almost forgetting about the now. But at that time, as I explained, I was an employee of Sony Corporation in Tokyo. And as maybe some of you know, Sony is an entertainment company. So our goal is to create an entertaining product. So we also had a basic question of how to create an engaging robot so that people will not get bored with this robot soon. But as you can easily guess, this is a very difficult challenge. So to create this engaging robot, I, as one of the researcher, I started this project. So I was trying to address this very difficult challenge from the child-robot interaction perspective. So this is because, as you know, that the kids are very tough critics because there are many competitors, right? Like a TV program or smartphone or other toys. So it's very difficult to attract their interest for a sustainable period of time. So one of the basic goal of this project is to find any hint or any clue to create a robot that can attract kids' interest for a sustainable period of time. And to do that, I immersed this small humanoid robot product developed by Sony Corporation as if it were a peer of the kids. So as if this is one of the new member of this classroom. So maybe I can play this video. So you can, oh, I can. Good morning, Tyler. Hi. Julia has come. Good morning. Good morning, Elizabeth. So I hope you can see this video, although this is a very old video. But this is a nursery school inside the University of California in San Diego. And this is an infant class where kids under the age of 24 months old were there. So basically all of them are just toddlers between 1 to 2 years old. And as if I were a parent of this new friend, I commuted every morning and as if I were a father of this new guy. And then when I just bring this robot to this gram, I just say, hey, goodbye, dad is going to work. And then I will sneak into it's too loud. Okay, so you can see that there is a room inside this classroom. So I was sneaking into this back room and to observe the child-robot interaction happen in this classroom. And sometimes I remote controlled this robot, but also I tested some interesting autonomous application developed by Sony. But anyway, and the goal is I tried to, do everything to so that this robot can attract their kids' interest for a long period of time. Maybe I can play this video once again. Yes, so maybe you know much more than me, but this is a very typical circle time in this infant class. So this was just an overview of the project, but surprisingly, it took 3 years to do this project. Maybe I should explain why. First, so this was the very first attempt in human history. So there was no previous attempt of introducing robot into the classroom. Nowadays, maybe most classrooms most people are, get used to this robot, and there are also very robotic toys, and people are just familiar with the robot. But at that time, it was 20 years ago. So this was the very first trial in human history to do that. So that's why, and we were very careful to start this project because, for example, of course, the school teachers and also school manager, all those stakeholders, including of course, the researchers of the university, they are very careful, very afraid of the situation, like this robot could give some unexpected effect to kids, and to this robot may becomes, I mean, harmful for the development of psychological development of the children, and also more easily. So this robot may force and hurt kids. So these kinds of things. So, and particularly because this trial was conducted in the United States, USA. So in the USA, because of the Hollywood movies, so at that time, 20 years ago, the general people's perception towards the robots are evil, like Terminators, or something which tries to replace humans. So that's why we were very carefully starting this project. So that's why it took probably almost 3 years to do this project. And in fact, we spent almost 1 year before we started these field trials. And but anyway, and we first probably we spent almost the first year to do this volunteering and to immerse ourselves into this classroom and to become acquainted with all stakeholders, not just the classroom teachers, but also all the people working in this nursery schools, and including the managers. And most importantly, we also because I I was there every day. I had a chance to talk with all parents every day, and so that's why we become friend to the not just the school teachers and manager, but also the parents of all the kids. And then gradually, and we tried to explain the purpose of our research. And then, and once we get acquainted with those people, for us, it was quite easy to get a consent from all the parents. And as a result, after the 3 years, after the project finished, there was no problem and no issues at all. So from my experience, I really thought that this preparation, the initial volunteering period was very important to make those extreme research project to go smoothly. So anyway, then after in the second year, as I have already shown, we introduced this robot. And as I already explained, we treated the robot as a peer in the classroom and keep the classroom less controlled as possible. And most importantly, commute on a daily basis over, I think it was almost 6 months. I guess this video is one of the very first period. So as you can see that because this was a very initial days, he's very interested in this new friends. Good morning, Tyler. Maybe I should stop here. Okay, and yes, this is also what I already explained. But in the researches of psychology, it was called as the Wizard of Oz framework. So, which is I remote control this robot from this back room and make observations. So sometimes, but I also tried this autonomous behaviors. So maybe I should say this is was a combination of teleoperation and autonomous behaviors. Okay, and then we found many interesting and also scientifically important evidences. So maybe from now on, I will show you many histograms, results, and also the videos. So the first results shows the difference between the difference of children's behaviors towards this robot versus robotic toy. So this robotic toy you can see on the left side. This is a very typical robotic toy you can get at any toy stores, but it's not moving. Just the appearance is similar. Yeah, we just call it as a Robbie. But anyway, here we try to compare the children's behaviors towards Robbie versus towards this robot. By the way, this robot was called as Curio, Qrio. This is a official name given by Sony Corporation. But anyway, so Curio is a robot and Robbie is a robotic toy. And so as you can see on the right side, this is just a type of histogram. So this is just count the number of children's behaviors. Like we call this is a rough housing behavior, which is a pinch robot or pinch Robbie or drag or hit or whatever. So when we compare the children's this rough housing behavior, we can see the very sharp difference between the Curio and Robbie. So because kids, for kids, Robbie is just a kind of an object. So as you can see that kids always, to pinch or drag or throw or whatever. But for Curio, so interestingly, this kind of behavior had never happened. So this is one of the significant difference between these two entities. Okay, and related to this, so we also found an interesting phenomenon, which is related to a displacement effect reported in the animal ethology and almost 7 years ago. This was a very old finding, but a very famous effect reported in animal ethology. So fortunately, in the in UCSD, I had a chance to collaborate with professor of emeritus in the field of cognitive science and those developmental psychology. And he told me that this displacement effect. So in definition, a displacement effect is a shift of behaviors from the originally intended object to a safer substitute. But probably maybe we should first see these videos. Yes. Okay. If not working, I will directly play the video. Where is the video? Okay, I found. So I will switch my sharing to maybe, I have to apologize in advance, but because this video is the one 20 years ago, the resolution is very rough. But anyway, I will play. Okay. Then I will play once with my explanation. Here, look at the girl coming from the right side. So she, wearing this white shirt, she is now entering this room, and she is watching this robot. But because this was the initial period, she was a little bit scary. She was a little bit scared with this robot. So that's why she could not touch directly the robot or come close to the robot. This boy was okay, but she was a little bit scared with the robot. So she takes a distance of maybe 2 meters, but it looks like she is clearly interested in this robot. But then you can see that she grabs this something. So this is actually the robotic toy, the Robbie. So this is called as a displacement effect. So she wanted to interact with this robot, but somehow at that time she was a little bit scared with this robot. So instead of this robot, she grabbed a substitute, safer substitute, robotic toy, and grabbed this robotic toy. So this is called as a displacement effect. And according to this professor emeritus in the field of cognitive science, so this displacement effect has been reported in the field of animal kingdom, like macaque monkeys or those animals. But interestingly, the professor told me that this displacement effect is also can be observed in the area of 21st century ecosystem, including a robot. So, as you can see, in the right side, if we count the number of hugging behaviors, so the horizontal axis is time, right? So it's almost 3 months period, sample 45 days. So, and the vertical axis means the frequency. So as you can see, the first month, the initial first month here, so Curio has never been hugged. So kids hugged Curio 0. So every day, kids could not directly hug the robot because at first they are a little bit cautious towards the robot. But then, and it was maybe after the 1 month, so someone finally hug this robot. Maybe it is this brave boy. But then, and kids, oh, it's totally okay. So this robot is not dangerous and it's not harmful. Then after that, everyone was started hugging this robot. But in contrast, so if we take a look at the number of hugging toward this robotic toy called Robbie, so initially the frequency of hugging was very large, meaning that they hug this Robbie instead of this robot Curio. And then the number of hugging is systematically decreased. And then after 1 month, this robot Robbie is no their interest. This is just I mean, no difference between other objects in the classroom. But compared with this robot, Curio was more frequently hugged and by kids, meaning that they are treated differently and from the toy. Okay, and probably this will be the most important results. So considering that rest of the time I have, maybe I should explain this. So as I said that one of our goal is to create this engaging robot. So we need to find any clue or hint to attract children's interest for a long period of time. So here is one findings. So we found that children is really likes to take care of these robots. So if we count the number of children's caretaking behaviors, so again, this was a huge difference between toy and this robot. So this robot was being taken care of by kids a lot compared with the other toys. So here is one of the example of these children's caretaking behaviors. So you can take a look at this.
Oh. Did you want to change yours? Yeah, I changed it, but I did that when stuff.
Okay, so I will explain this again. So on this day, an accident happened. So which is the battery of this robot was running out. But thanks to the engineering genius of Sony Corporation, if the battery of this robot is running out, the robot is safely laying down on the floor and safely shutting down the operating system. And this function happened on this day.
Oh. Did you want to change yours? Yeah, I changed it, but I did that when stuff.
But as you can see that by the way, he was 1.5 years old. But he was saying 9999. So maybe we can guess that he thought that this robot is going to sleep. And then he voluntarily find this blanket and put the blanket on this robot Curio. And on that day, I showed this video to his parents. And the parents were very surprised to see this because he had in his 1.5 years life, we had never seen such kind of behaviors from him. The parents said that they had never taught this boy to do this kind of thing. So meaning that this is purely voluntarily his behaviors because the kids had never taught him that. But anyway, so it seems like he thought that, oh, this robot is going to sleep, so maybe we need to take care of him. So that's why he took his blanket. So these kinds of behavior is called as this caretaking behaviors. So interestingly, these kinds of behaviors happened a lot on this robot Curio. So probably we can see that for kids, this Curio is more, I mean, even younger their brother or sisters. So very, weak and young brother or sisters. So we need to take care of this robot. So that's what our guess. So interestingly, but these kids are very motivated to take care of these robots. And also, most importantly, these kinds of behavior sustained long period of time. And today I didn't show you, but we tested hundreds of other behaviors or applications of this robot. And most of them, I would say more than 90% of those behaviors or applications cannot keep kids' interest more than 3 days. As you know that kids' interest shifts very quickly, and it was very difficult to keep their interests motivated more than 3 or 4 days. And here is a very rare exceptions. So as you can see that kids kept taking care of behaviors even after 3 months period. This is a very rare exception. Usually, kids, just the initial 3 or 4 days, they take care of the robot, but then after that, it's the frequency is decreasing. That's a typical pattern, but this is an exception. So that's why this is one of the insight we found to create this engaging robot. And probably considering the rest of the time, I should skip some of the slides. But probably before that, I should show these slides. But here is another slides. But after analyzing all these field trial, we found quantitative evidence showing that children were getting to treat this robot in a way children treated each other. So seems like this robot was pretty much becoming their peer friend between these children. So we found this quantitative evidence from this behavioral haptic coding. So if you are interested in the detail, please read the paper. So maybe lastly, I would like to explain the connection between education. So as I explained, we found some very important insight. And then after that, we created an educational robot which utilizes that findings. So this is one of the results. So it's called as a children teacher care receiving robot to promote their learning. And this is another field study we conducted maybe after 4 or 5 years from the UCSD period. And this study was conducted in Japan. And this is another field experiments conducted in a classroom for vocabulary learning. So just in short, this is this robot is called as a care receiving robot. Maybe I should explain. It's easier for you to understand from this example. As you can see that most educational supporting system, including e-learning or recently artificial intelligence, AI agent, or a robot or whatever, this is served as a caregiver. Like, so we expect the robot or AI to play the role of a human teacher or giving instruction to kids. But as you can see that for kids, it's not, it may not be fun because it's just a passive. And also there was a very more serious discussion of, if this is ethically correct or not. And then about 10 years ago, we came up with an idea, this idea, which is this care receiving robot. So why don't we do this completely the opposite? So here, the robot is a care receiver. So the previously this was a caregiver, right? But now here we intentionally create a weak robot like the Curio you have seen, and let kids to take care of or teach this robot. So here it was the children who teach this robot. Children teach the robot, and then maybe you are the expert in this field, but we expect the children's learning by teaching this robot. So as we can see that, as we have already seen that for children, the Curio was something like their younger brother or sisters. So they have to take care of this younger brother or sisters. So by teaching their younger brother or sisters, their learning is accelerated. So this is a concept of this care receiving robot. And we conducted a more serious educational psychological study, and at English language school in Japan, we had we are fortunate to have a opportunity to do this collaborative research. And we introduced this weak robot into a classroom of this kind of a population. So here, between 3 to 6 years old of Japanese kids studying English in this school. And here is just I will show you the results. But we found that by introducing this care receiving robot, children's vocabulary learning which was measured by the test scores, average test score of their children, was accelerated. So we just did a comparative controlled study in this classroom. So there are multiple classrooms, right? And on one classroom, we introduce this robot into the English learning, which was guided by human teachers. And but the idea is that this robot intentionally makes mistakes. So, for example, on that day, human teachers were giving a lesson over verb learning, like play trumpet, or dig a hole, or sweep, or whatever. And the kids are learning those English vocabulary with the introduction of human teachers. And then among them, there is this robot. But this robot always makes mistakes. So, for example, by grabbing this trumpet, this robot to say sweep or dig or whatever. And then kids collect the robot, and the kids grabs robot's hands and directly teaches the robot, hey robot, you should say play trumpet. And which resulted in kids learning, right? And this boy and I mean learn how to use the play trumpet, and these kinds of things beautifully can see from the results graph. So in the classroom where the robot is there, the average test score of kids are significantly higher than the classroom where there was no robot. Just a regular class was conducted. And interestingly, that effect observed in both the case and in the day of experiment, and also the effect was also observed in the 3 to 5 weeks later. So this is one of the application of this the use of robot to help children's learning and education. And also this example utilizes our finding we found from a field study we did in UCSD. Maybe I may show you the last video and then I will take some question. And okay, and so in fact, this care receiving robot was commercialized as an application to this SoftBank's paper robot. And I will show you a video of this commercial application.
121センチメートルです。体重は28キログラムです。イエーイ。よし、みんなで一緒に色で遊ぼう。では、早速、赤色ってどんな色？僕に何か赤いものを見せてもらえる？これが赤色だよね。サルさん、赤って英語でなんて言うのですか？せーの、サラさん、飛行機って英語でなんて言うのですか？イエーイ。サラさんと同じように僕の手を動かしてみてね。ヘッド、ヘッド、ヘッド。
Okay, so maybe the first application, which is named as a color. This is the most representative of this the application of this the idea of a care receiving robot. So
みんなで一緒に色
this is an app for kids to learn the English name of colors, but different from a typical application where robot teach the English colors to kids, but here kids teach the paper. So the interaction was designed in such a way because as you can see that
では、早速、赤色ってどんな色？
yes, you can see that
何か赤いものを見せてもらえる？これが赤色だよね。サルさん、赤って英語でなんて言うのですか？せーの、
yes, so as you can see that this paper says that please teach me the red color. And this is interesting, right? So kids are very motivated to find some red object, and with the help of human teacher Sarah, the kids teach the paper, hey, this is a red, but which resulted in the promoting kids learning English colors. This is the core idea. So anyway, so that this application has already been commercialized, and this was installed on the old paper, I believe. So maybe, oh, let me see. So just to quickly conclude, so I have just shown you that's one of the example of the application of a robot for the purpose to support childhood education. And this kind of research was supported by more exploratory studies to find what's kind of robotic features are effective for and also ethically correct to maybe I should say ethically safer to support the human learning. And this is a project we did in the past. Okay, so maybe considering the time, I should stop my talk here and take some questions.
Thank you very much, Professor Tanaka, for your insights. So valuable. Okay, everyone, we will now open the floor for question, the Q&A session. Okay, we have time maybe for 2 questions. So if you have a question, please raise your hand or indicate the chat. Okay, please.
Nanti aja deh aku kesana berarti ini dijajarin tempatnya ya.
Oh, okay.
Oke.
Mr. Andi, would you like to unmute your microphone? Mr. Andi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for this occasion. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andi Muhadi. I am a student for UPI or University of Education. Now, I want to ask something in this occasion. It is excellent for me to see your presentation in this morning, in Indonesia this morning. It is so excellent and colorful, and it is useful for the kids. With playing robot is help children's learning by teaching. And my opinion in my question, my question is how to robot can help grow up their character, the kids. I mean, the robot can can teach some some a character from the kids. It's like human being. When someone sick, they have a care about the medicine or something like that. I mean, social emotional can robot teaching that that aspect. Maybe it is my question. Thank you very much for this occasion.
Okay. Okay, Andy, thank you very much for your great questions. Yes, so your question is clearly addressing a very important problem. And I remember that, yes, so when we did this project in 10 or 20 years ago, yes, so we were always thinking that questions. And probably the first things I have to say that is that robot is from our opinion, in the end, robot cannot replace human teachers. So robot is a tool to support human education. So I think the most right way to position this robot as an educational tool. So we should not expect robot to teach anything like the humans do. But on the other side, as you know, that the human teachers are very busy, right? And particularly in this nursery schools, teachers are always every day extremely busy to take care of many kids at the same time. So probably to save the human teacher's effort, the robot can replace some very easy task of the human. So that's our basic position. And having said that, as you know that recently we have a dramatical advance of the artificial intelligence. And when we did that study, such AI didn't exist. But in these last 4 or 5 years, the advancement of AI is just amazing. So by combining this robot with AI, which is a kind of a knowledge base on the internet, the robot now may be able to answer to the much more difficult question than the robot, the our robot in the 10 years ago. So maybe the current robot is equipped with much more diverse knowledge base. So the robot may be able to answer more difficult questions. But still, with respect to the way of teaching or education, still I believe that human teachers need to guide, need to design the whole educational scenario. And then probably by framing a robot as one tool to stimulate the human teacher's creativity on the education, I think that's the most right way to frame robot, the robotic
Okay,
technology now.
can I one more question, Prof.
Yes,
Tanaka?
please. Yes, please.
I'm so sorry. I have one more question. It is how to ask we are a teacher, how
Mhm.
to make a balancing when they playing with the robot and when they playing with the human being with a balancing strategy, I mean. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
I see. So balancing. So probably I guess that you were afraid of a situation like children addictive to this robot, right? Like the game or virtual reality or whatever. For that, maybe the current robot, because now the thanks to this great advancement of both AI and engineering, that we can create a robot in a way like when children too much addictive to the robot and they don't just go to teacher human teachers class, then probably now current robot can um like the human friends of the human friends, the robot can encourage and the kids to say that, hey, why don't we go together to teachers, blah blah, teacher Andy's lesson or something like that. So probably the mo- right now we can program or create a robot in a way that to encourage in a encourage students to participate in other activities in more sophisticated way. Mm. But I think still it's a very important issue. Um, how to balance the robot education with the other types of educations.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andy, for the question. Actually, this is the time is very limited, but Professor, are you available for one more question from
Yes, of
Andy?
course, please.
Okay, so I'm sorry, this is maybe the last question, and everyone in the chat room, maybe we will discuss other questions in next time, another chance. So this is the last question from Miss Julie Anggreni. So I will rephrase the question so it is easily to comprehend. In our country, there are some barriers to technology. So there are schools that have limited access and facilities to technology. But how if we also want to use the robot as tools in the education? Are there any criteria in which we should fulfill before we use a robot as a tools in our education? Thank you.
Is that about the question concerning the cost benefit balance? Maybe no.
Nope, it's about the criteria because
Criteria.
not every school has the supporting access to technology.
Mm-hmm.
Have no adequate access to technology and adequate facilities to support the use of the robots as the tools in their education or in their learning, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
So are there any criteria for the school or learning environment to
I
be
see.
fulfilled?
I
Yeah,
see. Oh,
before
okay.
they want to use the robots
Mm-hmm.
as a tool.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
So that is also a very frequently asked question, and I can imagine that that's a practically very big issue because robot is expensive.
expensive.
Only a very only a few school can have this robot. So how to, but we as a teacher wants to provide education to everyone, right? So this is a kind of a controversy, dilemma, balance. How to balance this issue? Um, Yes, indeed, this is a very difficult question, and I think that's one of the uh, problem which have not yet been solved. Um, but then now recently, maybe we should not stick to the physical robot because now and we can, due to the rapid advancement of software, including a virtual reality and a smartphone application, um, we can create a very realistic and similar robots inside this virtual world and in the smartphone or virtual reality. And the goodness of this approach is that we can create much more cheaper to in this smartphone apps or virtual reality apps. So it's much more cheaper than buying a physical robot. So probably now I would expect for these technologies, right, and to create much more affordable, inexpensive educational support application, and we introducing the similar concept and research found in the robotics, physical robotics researches. Mm.
Okay. Okay, I see. Thank you very much. Sorry, everyone. I know the response is very, wow, beyond the expectation, maybe. But we have to send our farewell to Mr. Tanaka. Maybe we will meet again next time. Thank you for everyone who participated in the Q&A, and big thank you for Professor Tanaka for the enlightening session. And finally, on behalf of our faculty, we would like to present you with a certificate of appreciation. So let's take a quick virtual photo to commemorate this moment. Wait, Mr.
Okay.
Tanaka. Okay, please, Mr. Robbie. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, please take a picture here. Okay, thank you.
We did?
Yes, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tanaka, Professor Tanaka. Maybe someday we will go to visit your lab. That's our very wish.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, this robotic STEM will be spreading across country of ultimately to our country, Indonesia. Thank you. And we will take a picture, one last picture without the
Okay.
certificate, of course. Please make your screen on cam so that you show the virtual background and everyone face. Okay. Okay, please, the operator. Ready, steady. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Great. Good.
Udah? One more? Okay.
Come
Okay.
on. Okay.
Let's finish, Mr. Tanaka. So thank you very much for today, for joining us. Okay. And let's end this session of online guest lecturing from Mr. Tanaka Fumihide, Tsukuba University.
Yes. Anyway, so thank you very much for having this opportunity, and I'm so glad that there are so many questions and as Asia say that I do hope that and we will have another opportunity to see you guys around, and of
Yeah.
course you guys are always welcome to visit in Tsukuba, and also. Maybe I hope I have some chance to go to Indonesia and
Yeah, I hope so.
to your university. You know, in fact, so recently, I have a request from a Indonesia researcher, and I believe that he is now working in uh, the same region as your UPI exists,
Oh,
and he and if my memory is correct, he is now working as a National Institute of the Indonesia. He is doing a research and in this National Research Institute. And then from next year, he will come to Japan and he will join our laboratory to get a PhD degree.
Oh, PhD
Right.
degree. Yeah,
PhD
right,
degree.
right, right. Okay.
So maybe so considering these kind of things, and I hope near future, I also would have some chance to go to Indonesia and
Yeah, of course.
to see you guys in person. So I'm very looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are very
Okay.
lucky to have you now, and
Nice.
maybe later we will arrange
Mhm.
the session
That would be great.
offline.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
that
would be
you
great.
can come to visit us here.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Okay,
Tanaka.
you are very welcome. So thank you so much for attending my talk today.
Okay, so everybody, we will be entering the last session. This is a door prize session. So I have two questions here and two lucky audience participants will have the door prize from us for answering the question related to the topics of our guest lecture today. Okay. I will tell the question in Indonesia. Okay. Question number one. You can raise your hand and Parobi, please tell me who the first one who raised the hand. Question number one. Apa nama robot yang dikembangkan Profesor Tanaka bersama dengan Sony Corp dan University of California San Diego? Silahkan. Siapa? Feni Rianti. Ya, silakan. Saudari Feni Rianti. Oh. Oh, masih kurang tepat, masih kurang tepat. Hanya satu robot, hanya satu robot ya. Ada lagi silahkan. Ya, ini ada dari Amelia Ayu ya. Curio, Curio. Ya, betul ya namanya Curio. Curio. Oke, nah ya jadi Amelia Ayu selamat ya sudah mendapat door prize. Silakan datang ke Prodi PG PAU dia nanti ada door prize-nya di sini. Kemudian pertanyaan yang kedua ya silahkan nanti boleh mau menjawab di chat juga boleh ya yang paling duluan. Kemudian nanti nah ya. Pertanyaan kedua, berapa lama penelitian yang dilakukan Prof. Tanaka ya dengan rekan-rekannya untuk mengembangkan entertainment robot si Curio ini? Iya, jawaban yang benar ini ada dari Ganis ya 3 tahun ya betul. 10 tahun itu dari sampai ke si paper ya si paper ini yang diproduksi sama SoftBank dia juga sudah AI base ya AI base. Nah jadi si AI base robot ini dia sampai ke situ 10 tahun ya. Nah kalau untuk si Kirio saja tadi Profesor Tanaka sudah menyebutkan bahwa mereka butuh waktu 3 tahun ya untuk menyempurnakan entertainment robots ini si Kirio. Oke, berarti saudari Ganis dan saudari Amelia ya bisa mengambil door prize-nya di ruang prodi ya bisa menghubungi Pak Dery atau Pak Robi. Terima kasih. Oke, alhamdulillahirabbil alamin ya, puji syukur. Hari ini kita sudah menyelesaikan kegiatan. Ternyata Prof. Tanaka juga amat sangat apa ya namanya ramah ya. Dan juga beliau yang tadinya minta waktu 1 jam saja ternyata dia rela ya untuk extend menjadi 1 jam lebih ya, 1 jam 40 menit. Nah, jadi uh, alhamdulillah berarti sudah selesai ya dengan ini kegiatan online guest lecturing session bersama Prodi PG PAU. Terima kasih untuk para hadirin sekalian ya, semua participants. Semoga ilmu yang kita peroleh di sesi atau kesempatan kali ini menjadi ilmu yang bermanfaat ya, menjadi amal jariah kita. Dan juga mudah-mudahan nanti kita juga dipermudah ya untuk misalnya melakukan exchange atau kerjasama ya dengan universitas di Jepang ya, karena si Tsukuba University ini juga merupakan universitas urutan ke-114 menurut QS ya di dunia ya. Nah, jadi syarat untuk bekerja sama dengan yang QS 100 adalah sebelumnya sudah bekerja sama dengan universitas yang ada di wilayahnya ya. Jadi kita coba dulu kerjasama dengan Tsukuba University. Mudah-mudahan di masa depan kita ada kesempatan untuk berkunjung ke research lab-nya Profesor Tanaka ya. Bagaimana caranya mah ya. Terima kasih. Sampai bertemu lagi. Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Bapak dan Ibu.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih.